What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we got for you some exercises to improve your first step speed. So very important for sports that we have a fast first step. What I mean by that, right, is we don't want to be slow out the gate. As soon as we need to get somewhere, we want to be able to go. We want forward momentum, right, positive force taking us there. So these are some exercises we love to do with our athletes to really work on that fast, aggressive first step to get you where you need to go. So hopefully you enjoy this. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. We post new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays, so make sure you're subscribed to catch all of them. Hope you enjoy it. All right guys, first exercise, you already know, it was probably gonna include the trap bar. We're going a split squat trap bar split squats. Okay, so I love this one because it's unilateral and you're working in that split stance, which mimics a sprint pretty much. So you're driving off that front leg. Okay, the back leg's for stability. We're going straight down, straight up. This is a great way to work unilateral strength, especially in a sport-specific movement pattern. So really keep your core tight, squeeze your glutes. You should be really driving, like I said, off that front foot through your glutes. Number two, we got a split stance broad jump. So very similar to that trap bar split squat, we're starting in this split stance, we're loading and we're jumping forward. A big part of having a fast first step is being able to produce a lot of horizontal force. So being able to drive into the ground, getting forward, putting a lot of force into the ground. So this is a great way to work on that, right? We're going forward and jumping correlates very highly to sprinting. You know, a box jump is a great way to work on and to test sprint speed. There's high correlation between the two. So doing this, it's a great way to produce lots of force fast, and that's what's needed when we sprint. Similarly to the split stance broad, we're going a split squat box jump. So we're starting in that split squat kind of combo between a split stance and squat, and we're just jumping up. So it is very important that we can produce vertical force as well for a sprint, but with a box jump, I like this because we are traveling forward. So we're working out of that bottom phase, so it's a bunch of concentric force production. It's very important to have that load to work that eccentric, that stretch, but if we want to work on just pure force production, this is a great way to do it, starting in that bottom and having to create force to drive yourself up. All right guys, number 3 or 4, I don't remember which one. We got moving pogos. So this one we added because in order to have a fast first step and to improve that starting speed, we need very strong feet, ankles, calves, and a good Achilles. So the reason for that is you need strong foot ankle complex and all the surrounding supporting muscles, right? That Achilles, the tendon, and the calf, because it all works to produce force. So whatever force we produce, it has to travel through the foot. We do not want our heels collapsing as we're trying to sprint, right? We want to be able to just drive off the balls of our feet. Everything we're producing going forward, no heel collapse. When we start, right, we want to just put that Achilles on stretch right away, be able to drive out. So doing this type of exercise increases the load in your tolerance for having force drive through that foot ankle complex. And another thing, as I mentioned earlier, this gets the calf and the Achilles to work together with the feet and the ankles. So by having them all work together, it trains them well for having to produce force and withstand force, because you're only as strong as your weakest link. So if our feet and ankles are weak, right, that force we create as we're starting to sprint, it's irrelevant if our ankles and feet can't handle it and all that energy and force dissipates. So you have to make sure every part of the link is very strong, especially feet and ankles. All right, another great option is a sled sprint. So for this one, we're only going to be working in a small, like short distance, so about 5 yards, because the goal is just to get out as fast as you can, right? So we're working those first couple steps. That's the most important part, right? We don't need to do like a 20-yard sled sprint if we're just trying to hone in on those first couple steps. So a reason we love this sled, we'll walk over there real quickly. The reason I love this sled is the position you get in, right? So it mimics those first couple steps, it mimics your start really, that acceleration. We're here, we get to be pushed up on our toes We're keeping that low heel, driving forward. Everything is going forward. As I mentioned earlier, right, my heel is not collapsing. It's not going down like that. So it works on everything we need, and it's a great way to train driving force into the ground, getting extension, right? We wanna be long in the back. As we're trying to get out with a good first step, right, we wanna be as long as we can in the back, right? We don't wanna be here. If we're bent, it means we're leaving some of that force creating abilities on the table, right? You wanna be here, boom, super long, everything shoots through. So with the sled sprint, it's all about how much force you can drive in, pushing that load forward. All right guys, final one. So this one is great because it works on full extension throughout the back, an explosive hip hinge, driving the knee forward, toes up, full body stability, core strength. So you're gonna get a box, okay? I'm only using a 12, you don't need something super high. We're gonna be here, we have 2 dumbbells. We're gonna start in an RDL. So from here, we're gonna drive up, punch our knee forward and drive those dumbbells straight up. So it's working on that hip hinge from here to here, okay? You wanna be long in the back, you wanna keep full extension. You almost wanna drag your toe as much as you can to really accentuate that lengthening in the back. So hopefully these all help you. Like we've been saying, the key is to have a great hip extension as you're going, good mechanics, right? Good knee forward, punching it, all positive force creation, right? We don't want anything taking us back before we go forward. We don't want our heel dropping, losing any type of momentum, losing any type of energy. It's all about how much force we can produce to drive us forward, everything going where we need it to take us, driving that force into the ground. So hopefully these exercises help. If they do, give them a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.